Good morning, all. I just wanted to say, speak a few things on being a mommy with lupus. I shuffle up some topics, and today I believe I want to talk about hair. So, if you will, go ahead and like and subscribe, and we're going to get onto this hair biz. Definitely. All right, we're back. So on with this hair. So I have noticed a lot of changes in my hair since being diagnosed with lupus fully, before as a kid. And it started off, I noticed that something was weird when I was in the 7th grade. I was always feeling bad, heart racing. I would pick up weight and then I drop a lot of weight really, really fast. And my thing was, I was excited about dropping the weight because I've always been a heavy kid. But what I did not understand was that it was more deeper than the surface. So it started off, like I said, the weight gain, the weight loss, back and forth, for about a year. Well, when I hit 8th grade and I had hair down past my shoulders, very thick, I was perming, but at that time I started noticing that it got really, really thin. And then it got to the point where when I was combing my hair one night after I shampooed it, chunks of hair started falling out. So for me, that was really, really hard. And before I did that wash that night, I did have a perm. And the perm was a dark and lovely perm that I had been using for years. But for some reason, my skin had got super sensitive to it. So, as I'm rinsing the perm out and washing the hair, I go through with my fingers scrubbing it, and like I said, chunks of hair started falling out. So I said, well, maybe we don't need to be doing this at home. So my mom got me set up with a beautician that she knew. The beautician basically said, okay, Kelsey, I know you don't want your hair cut, but we're going to have to cut your hair to make it even. So I went from having hair down past my shoulders to hair that was a half an inch long. And I cried and boo-hooed and cried. And I kept crying, and I told my mama I looked like a boy now that my hair was so short. But I will say this, she got my hair back to growing right. I noticed a huge difference after going to see her, and she treated my hair very well and got it back to growing right. Well, then I started having these blood tests done, and then they told me I had Graves' disease, which is a thyroid disorder where it races really fast, causes rapid heart rate, high blood pressure, hair loss, basically those things. And I was always hot. I could not breathe, and it just became difficult every day. Well, I started going to an endocrinologist who was the best ever. The best. He worked with kids, but he actually saw me up until I was 20 years old. He had suggested to me around 17 years old that when he was taking the antibodies test for the lupus test, he said, I believe you have lupus, but you're in a safe place right now. Your levels aren't elevated. So at first I didn't know what they meant. I'm thinking, I'm going to be able to beat it. It came around. Well, when it came around again, and they diagnosed me, I noticed a difference immediately. And by the time I was 21 and started breaking out in hives. That's how it first started. And then I had hives in my scalp and burning in my scalp up that excuse me, that I couldn't explain. So I went along with it for a while, thinking that, it'll just go away. And I was in denial that I had lupus because I hadn't been properly diagnosed before. I was like, maybe I can get rid of it, never knowing how deep it was. Well, after the burning sensation in my hair, and I had let my hair grow back, it had grew back after all this time, it started coming out in chunks again. So, cut my hair down low. I let it grow back out. 2 years later, at 27 years old now, hair fell out again. And I decided to do a big chop, like I did when I was in 8th grade. And basically have restarted the growth process of my hair. I will admit, going from having hyperthyroidism and lupus was completely different from having hypo and lupus, hypothyroidism and lupus. With the hyper, I noticed that my hair was brittle, and it was brittle for a while, and then it broke off. That's how it was the first time, when my thyroid was very high and I had the hyperthyroidism. With the hypothyroidism, it came out in chunks, and it wasn't one particular area like it did the other times. It was coming out all over my scalp. It became particularly difficult for me because I take pride in my hair. My hair always is done. And now I'm like, well, should I just shave my hair bald and just keep it shaved because I got annoyed with it? But I knew that was something, that came along with the process, hair loss. Either way, since I had, noticed at the beginning and even now, I knew hair loss would be a thing, or hair becoming brittle. I basically had gave up on my hair, and I didn't care about it anymore because it started making me kind of depressed, because I love my hair. I really do. I love to have long hair. I love to have it fly down. I love to have it in a fro because I'm natural. I mean, it's different things I love about my hair. But I had to figure out and get in a good headspace that the hair does not make you as a person. But it is hard going through knowing that for me, I was, oh my goodness, I look like a boy, instead of thinking, oh my goodness, I understand it's my disease. And I tell you, I find out something new about it every single day. And I joined a support group who have been there and done it and walked with me every step of the way. And it has been a blessing meeting such wonderful people, especially during these hard times. And I try to encourage too, because I'm okay with it now. Being younger, it wasn't okay, because I was real, everything was about this flowing locks and this flowing hair. But I had to sit back and think, I'm thankful to even be alive, and think of the bigger things. And hair can always grow back. You can never get a second life. So I encourage anybody, that is worried about their hair loss, or, worried about what other people think with them having their hair real low or broken off. It is fine. You can do it. I deal with it every day. My hair is breaking off now. My edges, I used to have really thick edges. It's gone. My hair, look at it. It's broken off. I have a ponytail at the top. Hair long. Sides broken off really bad. And I don't usually show my hair, but and then around my headline, edges is gone. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. It could all be worse, but I'm happy with myself, and it took me a long time to get there. So don't be discouraged. sister, brother, friend, you got this. We're going to beat it. And we're going to make it. Just put all your faith in God and just know wherever you're, or whenever you're feeling down, wherever you are, just know that God is always there with you. And the relationship there is a lot bigger than anything once you fully devote yourself. The small things that you worried about that were so big at one point now become smaller and smaller each day. And I'm not ashamed about my hair anymore. Actually, I smile about it because it shows that I'm a survivor. And you are too. Have a blessed day.